must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Fellow Africans, I took this petition to the court in order to stop any future usage of falsehood and false documents, procured witnesses of the Waki Commission. I took this petition to the court 4 years ago in order to make sure that the Chief Prosecutor of International Criminal Court does not use this evidence anytime in the future, whether tomorrow or 10 years to come, to refer to this evidence because the evidence was fake. It is with this dismay and with this courage that I took to go to court in Kenya to seek a judicial review and to redeem the credibility of both those accused and the victims of this catastrophe that occurred in Kenya, that I decided to seek to expunge this report from the reports and the statute books of Kenya. It is unfortunate that the three judges in Kenya, whom I will name now, Judge Kanyi Kimondo, Judge Aburil, and Judge Onyengo, all of them sat down and gave very silly, flimsy, prudish, sardonic ruling against our petition. I want to tell the Kenyans that I have done my best. I want to be on record that should this thing reappear again, don't call me. Should it reappear again, don't say I never told you. Should the Chief Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court use this fake evidence again against Kenyans, don't say I did not tell you. My role was to go and remove these obnoxious toxins from the books of the Republic of Kenya. I therefore want to tell the world that my torrid road, a long road that I've taken in search for this envelope, has ended in Kenya so far. But I want to announce that Kenya is not the only state party in international law. Kenya is not the only state party. I will in the future, very soon, detail to you which other state party I'm going to seek this envelope to be expunged and to be made public to the people of the world. I want to thank you all. I want to tell you that a detailed document which is entitled My Long Road, Torrid Road to Work Envelope will be found on www.panafricanforumltd.com. You can read it, you can dissect, you can see the days, the long road, what I took, what I did, referenced, well documented, and may God help you that at one time somebody in Kenya will stand up to say thank you very much. Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from the Republic of Kenya in the political command center of Punchline Africa Television. It's Dr. David Matsanga, the man himself, the guy himself, the man 15 years ago told you the first day he came across this amorphous, useless body called ICC in Uganda. When the ICC struck Uganda in 2005, being the first case in Africa, I stood my ground and told the world the conduct of their investigations showed a fake. I was right. I was right. To date, all ICC cases that they have conducted in Africa are fake. I'll explain why I'm saying so. But first, let's go through facts. 1998, and these facts are here. 1998, Kofi Annan, the late, forms an NGO called Kofi Annan Foundation. He went further to form another NGO called International Criminal Court. He went further, brought his surrogate called Luis Moreno Ocampo, who was working as a clerk, a clerical officer, a legal clerical officer carrying files of UN in the United Nations legal department. He pressurized the international bodies that had ratified the ICC treaty to elect a fifth called Luis Moreno Ocampo. Kofi Annan, the late, may his soul rest permanently in peace, gave Luis Moreno Ocampo the powers to go around Africa to look for faults from African governments. The formation of ICC in 1998 was not to look for faults, was to look for international justice for crimes that were committed that could not be discussed in the national justice systems of those countries. We did not create the ICC to come to mutilate, to kill the sovereignty of states. Kofi Annan and another superpower in Europe went on a fishing spree. The first fishing spree landed them in a country called Uganda. In Uganda, they investigated Luos and they left Bantu Today I'm telling you something. So that the history, when I die, when you come on my grave, shower me with praise that I said it. In Uganda, the ICC investigated Luos, but left Bantu, Matsangas. I am a Bantu. This monster here called Kofi Annan. One side of the conflict in Uganda that also committed crimes, whose files we have, that we shall have them. We are only looking at them. Was left intact. The Uganda scenario took 5 commanders. They had done enough. There is no doubt that Kony committed crimes, heinous crimes. Kony committed crimes heinously, very serious crimes against the people of Uganda. But the manner in which Rui Moreno Campo and the ICC investigated the Ugandan cases leaves a lot to be desired. He took the black people, darker people, the Nilotics, and they left Bantu. Left Bantu people. The Bantu commanders were shooting with water. The Nilotics were shooting with bullets. Have you heard that? Hear me today. I've never opened up to tell you. This is 2005. The first indictment of ICC occurred wrongly in a country called Uganda. One commander, as we speak today, that Luo commander, the one you see on the screen, stands trial. The only one that they have captured or who surrendered, the rest died, and others, we don't know where they are. But as you parade one of them, parade the others. Where are the others who are shooting? In Bosnia, let's challenge each other. What does international law say? International law says, bring both of them. We brought in Bosnia, we brought Milosevic, we brought all the Bosnian leaders, we brought all Sarajevo, all those guys who killed people in Sarajevo. All of them were brought on trial. I want to move on. From 2005, I protested against ICC. Mr. Luis Moreno Campo, do you remember the $250,000 that you were paid? You know who paid you. I have the clip, the video, in a hotel in London. You didn't know we had actually tagged your hotel. But we tagged you as you received in cash $250,000. Return it to the people before we lock you up. You look to the other side. You continue to walk around in Africa. You know, the guy just walked around Africa to look for trouble. Don't lose the story. The dead one, the one who has died, that one there, everybody say, Kofi, useless. He was doing this for money, not for the love of Africa. He created ICC as a milking cow, as a cash cow for his agency called the Kofi Annan Foundation. In 2007, 2008, I want to move faster. Ocampo arrived after the disputed elections of Kenya. This monster arrived here. He brought chaos to this country. He again looked for 3 tall ones, 1 short one, and a medium 2. Ruto is tall, Uhuru Kenyatta is tall, Ali is tall, Muthaura is medium, Kosige is medium, Arab Sang is the shortest. That was the basis. 3. In Uganda, don't forget, Luo, no Bantu. Black skin, colorless, yellow, like a Matanga and others. Leave them. Leave those commanders from the south. They are very good. Kenya was dragged into a fiasco. It started changing the dynamics of this country. The hatred that you see Oscar Sudi repeating today, which is making him to be called by, today has been summoned to report. That hatred is still here. The ICC created a hatred. It is that hatred that Matsanga has been telling you. We need a redemption strategy in Kenya. It is the hatred that has made the President of the Republic of Kenya to say we need to reconcile, we need to forgive, we need restitution, we need reparation, we need accountability, we need truth telling. It is lacking here. That's why you see Ruto going back to organize, to win an election in 2022 on regional apparatus, stifling regions, going in the backyard of Uhuru to disrupt, as if there is no hunger. As if there is no hunger in other areas where he could also give out food. I'm speaking this because I suffered. And anybody who wants to touch me, tell me I did not suffer. Tell me, you gave me what? The WikiLeaks, Miriam will touch that, has now come out to tell you what this man, the one you call names, hippo, elephant, what, all names are mine. Don't worry. Now we are here again. Miriam, now we are here again. Soon, those who did not love me will love me. Why? I will be the only savior again.
And Doctor, even as we speak right now, the search is underway for the next prosecutor of the International Criminal Court. That is the ICC, to take over from Fatou Bensouda, whose term is coming to an end very soon. And the plan is that the Assembly of State Parties to the Rome Statute will elect the next prosecutor during the 19th session in late 2020. And Doctor, what we know is Bensouda is working very hard to leave her legacy. What do you think she would want to be part of her legacy even as she leaves ICC later this year?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. I was about to come there, but you brought me closer. If you want to know what the legacy is going to leave behind, wait for September. The chief prosecutor will brief the United Nations Security Council in September. He will defend, he will put those who have done the project, it's called exit report. My brothers and sisters in Kenya, fungua macho, fungua masikio. As you plan your 2022 miracles, sikia. I always don't speak without having the real thing. I have it. But this time I'm not going to tell you. Then you run to pay lawyers and I go with nothing. Fungua masikio. Musikie. September is a D-Day. If you think I'm stupid, angalia up. I will not reveal anything this time. I'll pass it. So Miriam, Fatou Bensouda wants to leave a legacy. And those who don't know, those doubting Thomases around you, Kenya, Fatou Bensouda is going to be the president of Gambia. She will be one woman president, one of those women presidents in Africa. Come 2021, 21, she's going to be there. Because, ask me why. The French have worked a very nice system to deliver Fatou Bensouda. You know you can't deliver Fatou Bensouda without power. If you leave her without power, you know how many people will sue her? Do you know how many people will sue her? She will die of lawsuits, including America. America will pick her from wherever she is, and she will be delivered in a jail in the United States, kapap with the lock there. So you have to find something for Fatou Bensouda to do. Fatou Bensouda is going to replace Adama Barrow as the president of Gambia. Through the Senegalese president and the army of Senegal stationed in Gambia, a deal has been worked out for Yaya Jammeh to return from Equatorial Guinea safely to stay in Gambia. I've been following the intelligence surrounding it, and I won't disclose to you more than what I know. Leave it there. That's why Yaya Jammeh has not been indicted You think he didn't commit any crime? Miriam, Yaya Jammeh committed heinous crimes.
They even have a tribunal in Gambia to try.
Yes.
Yes.
And that tribunal has been told, even don't mention his name, forgive him. In preparation for princess to leave by November, when she finally appears for cameras at the State Assembly of State Parties. Can I tell you that I've been given an invitation to the same State Assembly Party 4 months in advance? Because the space is tight. So
it's invite only, yes.
Yeah. Look at what she's going to deliver in the. These are anybody who is in intelligence in Africa. Pick a pen and watch this television. It's the only one that can give you free.
And we have.
But go and verify them. I am delivering raw material. It's not my job. I'm not a rumor monger. I am a deliverer. After Fatou Bensouda delivers what we call a knockout in September in the United Nations Security Council, some people have not even picked it already. They are, whoa, what is he going to say? Don't you see the comments are here?
They're lining.
Yes, the clouds are clouded. Don't you see WikiLeaks now delivering everything? So, Mr. Mulukomen, you have been hiding that you did not write any statements against the deputy president and against Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, the next phase, Mulukomen, you might even leave the Senate and hide.
All right, so Doctor, we know that the trial of DP Ruto Sang,
Tell me.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes,
Let's go.
began on September 2013 there, while that of Kenyatta was supposed to began on February 2014. So, however, during that time, the chief prosecutor asked that the case be adjourned, citing lack of enough evidence required for the trial. That was the beginning. During the beginning of the trial, the chief prosecutor already came out and said, we don't have enough evidence for this case to continue. Would not that have been the right time for the case to be dismissed altogether? Because they did that. Of course, they said the case is still open-ended, but you're starting a trial and you're saying you don't have enough evidence to continue, but you still continue. That would have been the right time to dismiss the case, no? In 2013.
Ma'am, finally she came out and he said all the evidence against President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was fake. Didn't you receive it?
She did.
2 months ago,
yes,
she said all the evidence, all Makau Mutua, all Hassan Omar, all Baina Kiae, you people carry it out. Now Matanga is on your teeth, on your necks. You tried to fix people. You are going to have nowhere to run. The son of Uganda is here. I am here. I'm looking for you. You have to pay and apologize. You fixed the people on wrong evidence. That's one. You fixed the people on procured witnesses. That's two. You fixed the people on witnesses of 2,000 shillings. Now, the chief prosecutor has said all this was fake. In normal circumstances, human beings of that nature, where do they go? They go to a ritual and they say, we are sorry. Don't kill us.
They apologize.
So, Miriam, if I were her, I should have terminated that case much earlier. But because France, Kofi Annan, they told her, no. Don't leave it. Go on. We shall get a way of fixing them. But this man, this Ugandan you hate so much, also stood in the middle. Have you ever fought international agencies who were stronger and come out unwounded? This is the guy.
Yes.
This is the guy. I'm proud. My children should be proud of me. I don't need any other person to be proud of me. But if my children can say, thank you, Dad, I did it. I stood in the middle there. I watched what this woman wanted to do to me. And unfortunately, she's not my caliber. I always like slender ladies. So, honest, tall, slender, those are my caliber. I couldn't go out. She doesn't fit me. She's watching. You know that it explains to you the sense of hatred I have for this court. They went in Sudan, faked witnesses, airlifted witnesses to Egypt and the Chad. They indicted Omar Bashir. They indicted the Arab. Then they left. Guess what? The black Sudanese. In Uganda, they did the black and they left with yellow men. The southern commanders. In Sudan, viewers, they took the Arabs, pure, and they left the black Janjaweed, Jema Liberation Movement. That was also killing. They went to Libya. They took Gaddafi and they left the terrorists who had invaded Libya and they were taking over Libya. They went to Congo. They took Ubemba. They left the president of Central African Republic until he died without a charge, who invited Bemba to go to Central African Republic. They left Kabila. They took Thomas Lubanga. They left Kabila. They took Ntagana. They left, my God, what do you want me to say? This is a whole mess. I am saying this because I have authority over this. Just look at what America has told them. What has America said? Any of them stepping near there will not come back. Because America has come to agree with me that certain things were not done properly. Now, what next for Africa? So that I finish, then we discuss, all of us. Africa needs to pack and ship Kenya I told them to leave, they could not listen to me. They are caught again in this September briefing. Kenya is caught in the same mess that they were in. In 2013, in 2010. They have not decided to leave under Article 127 of the Rome Statute. If marriage is not worth it, you file for divorce. Kenya has not filed for divorce. Believe me or not, in September, it is now very clear we might not have room to maneuver. The chief prosecutor is leaving us with blood dripping. She's ending her tenure of office, but she's going to punish certain African countries. Whether Kenya will be one of them, Bensouda, I leave it to you to make your judgment. Thank you.
Yes, of course, Dr. Matsanga. I've been following the discussion, and there is a growing concern that the International Criminal Court, the ICC, of course, established under the adoption of the Rome Statute in 1998, it's irreparably and institutionally flawed and polarized. And of course, it has been seen that this court has been having some selective application of justice when it comes to the African continent. We've seen many leaders who have committed atrocities against humanities in Europe, in America, and others in Middle East not being brought to books. Their accounts have not been closed at the International Criminal Court. But this court has been very swift in arresting and arraigning African leaders before its courtroom. So some kind of a biased approach there by the ICC. And of course, this was not the foundations of the court. So despite the best intention of its founders, the very independence and in the impartiality of the court, so central and obvious for many such vital and important judicial body as it's expected to be, has been flawed from the outset and constitutionally linking the court with the United Nations and the interest of the Western powers, rather than serving an equivocal interest of the member states and especially the African continent. So I think that one rubs negatively on the court's reputations, and especially for the prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda. Even as she expects to leave office, she's leaving the scene with a very tainted image. Her fabric is so much torn and tainted with a lot of mistrials, especially for African people. And of course, there hasn't been the justice that the court was meant to deliver to the people where these atrocities were being committed, because in most cases, leaders or people who have been prosecuted are not the right leader, the right people who are to carry the portion of blame in that matter. So that is my take, Dr. Matsanga.
Yes, indeed. Yes, thank you. Yes, I have. I am here. And Doctor, I was listening to your submission there. And you remember when You were also vindicated when ICC gave its report earlier in the year on the situation and their evaluation on the Kenyan situations and the shortfalls and whatever happened, that the Kenyan cases became what they were. But also very important on the Kenyan case, they seem to be then. According to ICC, the Kenyan case is not over, Doctor, from that evaluation and that report that we got when they were reflecting upon the Kenyan cases. So this is an open-ended case, and ICC is seeking to revisit the Kenyan cases. So owing to the current situation we see in the political gymnastics we see playing in the country today and the carelessness of a lot of our leaders, did we learn any lessons from the past?
No, we didn't. Miriam, I want to reveal on these televisions today and let people take notes. One of the reasons why I'm very bitter with Chief Justice Maraga is my case. My case under Article 35 of the Kenyan Constitution, where I filed a case to have the working envelope and the working report declared as hostile, full of lies, and in English language is called expunge the report from the books, the statute, in good English, statute of Kenya. I went to court as a Ugandan together with my Kenyan counterpart. We are heroes. We told the court that to remove this thing here because several people have said they paid the witnesses to come and tell lies in the work envelope, in the work report. For 4 years, actually 3 years, Mr. Justice Maraga and a group and another judge in the Supreme Court kept dancing over my chest, dancing on my chest, dancing on me. Some people think I don't have bitterness with Maraga and the court. Listen today. There's another judge there who ate my money. You want me to say it today? Let me say. I lost 7 million shillings paying lawyers, paying tickets to go to Geneva, to go to The Hague, to serve summons to Bensouda and Ocampo, who was working in the FIFA, and the Kofi Annan at his house with that white woman from France. I went to their doorsteps to serve summons so that they appear in Nairobi court. The records are there. Go and look. I lost 7 million shillings of my money paying my lawyer. He's also there. They are here. They are Kenyan lawyers. Do you know what Maraga and this judge here did? They danced on my chest. They told me tomorrow, Bukura, 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 Bukra in Arabic means kesho. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. I am in Tanzania. Or I am in South Africa. Or I am here. Kenyans, let you hear me. The next obstacle to my case was the deputy president, who was against me not to file the case of removing Justice Waki's report. He organized the people to derail me because he hated me. Now I am going to have the last laugh. I went, filed this case. I spent my money. There are three things that I hate. Maraga. He failed me. He delayed appointing the panel. When he appointed the panel, one judge delayed. One judge delayed Justice Ongeto. Unfortunately died abruptly. Viewers, listen to me. I don't know. I'm lucky to be alive. The only judge who stood by me and said, this guy has a case, died mysteriously. I was left dancing in the being danced on. Then came one of the judges who hates me. He's called Justice Odunga. Oh, when he saw the case, he said, remove Waki and remove Matanga. Have you seen how we are technically knocked out? They said, Matanga is a foreigner. Yet, Kenya has domesticated the Act, International Crimes Act. Then how do I act as a foreigner when you have an International Crimes Act that accepts ICC woman like this fool from Gambia also to walk around here with a skirt to harass us? And you don't accept a brother who has come to help you. Medium, I was left my partner, who is a Kenyan. We filed the case together. I told him, let me now support you to go ahead. Maraga again came. Waki, Justice Waki, is now a judge in Nyeri. Hallelujah. They came and sat down and knocked my case out. Now tell me that September I will not laugh. I swear I will have the last laugh. I told you to bury the work envelope. You refused me. You told me I was a liar. Now tell me where you are. You worked against me. Wait for September to tell me where you will be. Coming back to the ICC itself, as if this was not enough. American government comes to my aid, finally puts a name in a coffin to bury ICC. Discuss.
Yes.
Discuss, Miriam. There you are.
Yes.
You are now free to ask questions. And for your information,
yes,
the people who think I lie request for this book. Here, this is David, the V. This is the V.
all right.
If you think I am a liar, look at those signatures. Look at what happened. I don't talk without facts. Look at that. This is Matanga. I laid my case. Look at this. This is the woman. I am the one who arrested this woman, Ponte Clark, when I was working with Sky News. We went to Belgrade. We found her talking to relatives of a man who had been arrested. I took photographs. I took them back. She lost her case. If she finds me anywhere in a plane, she can kill me. So if you think I am stupid, watch the space. I'm not yet finished yet.
And Doctor, on the
Look
issue,
at
yes,
this document, Miriam, explains everything. It's here. All my applications, all my struggle is here. I struggled. I warned you. Now, if this does not work out, and some people pretend that they were part of me, I don't know them. I did not struggle with a contract that I will come to ask for money from anybody. Therefore, I am a free. Those who have thanked me, I thank you. Those who hate me like a Ruto, hate me. Thank you. But God is there. Remember the words that I told you in Sheraton Hotel in The Hague. If I'm a liar, my hand goes up, God cut it. Today I've talked my heart out to Miriam.
yes, you have. That you have.
Someone hates you when you don't know what you did wrong, and puts you in a groups in his mouth every day. I've suffered. I've lost my father. I've lost my wife on the way. Don't play with me. Deal with your dealings. But I've suffered. I've struggled for this country. It's not my country. The evidence is here. The next phase of WikiLeaks. Murukomen! 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 What did you do? It's coming.
The chicken is coming
Sang!
home to roost. That's what you're
Sang!
saying.
Sang, the governor of Nandi, what did you write? You will not pay WikiLeaks. Stop it. So prepare how you'll hide from the public. Yeah. You said Matanga will hide. I can't hide. My name will never appear anywhere. What have I done wrong? Not me. Have you ever heard of the song Not Me?
Wasn't me.
Not me. Miriam, they did all these things. They plotted to finish their friends. They have now come back to finish them. They came back, became closer. Ruto gave Nani money to enjoy, to insult the president. He's the one who bought wait. It's coming. First one has released the 54 pages. Very damning. Why? Why is it? Why are they being released now? Why? I leave it to Miriam to ask why.
Yes, indeed. And Doctor, something there that I heard Wesonga bring up about the design of this ICC court, and it looks as though, or from what we've been seeing happening in that court, it was designed to hold Africans culpable. It was designed for us because we've not seen a lot of cases out there. If they were actually meant to bring justice and all that, and fairness and all that across the world, then even the US should be there. And I remember you said Fatou, she wanted to even go to the US to hold the United States accountable for what is happening, I think, in Syria. But what the United States did, they slapped her with a visa ban. So she's not even allowed to step foot there in the United States. So the African leadership, or the Africans, former heads of state, or some African, have been the ones who have been servicing that court, who have made sure that that court has life, because if it wasn't for the cases from Africa, ICC probably by now would have been closed. So they have to appear as though they're working. So the easy target for them is Africa. And maybe, Doctor, we allow it to happen and we make it very easy for the ICC, because look at President Uhuru Kenyatta himself gave some money to form an African court. How far has that gone? We don't even know what has happened to that. We see the East African Court of Justice. Even the other day, there was a court, it is in Dar es Salaam, and there was a case against Tanzania itself. The government of Tanzania said, you know what, we are coming out of this court. We want nothing to do with this court, and yet it is in Tanzania itself. So what does this say about us as Africans? Do we not have trust in our own strong institutions? Can we not build our own strong institutions so that if we have a problem, then we can have an African solution here and not have all this? Because I remember during that time when President Uhuru Kenyatta and Deputy William Ruto were at The Hague, it was not a bad picture at all. It was very embarrassing. This is a sitting head of state. This is a deputy president. These are leaders of an independent African country. So it was not a good picture for us at all. It was not good at all, and we're not proud that that happened. But this, again, speaks to our institutions here. Can we build our own mechanisms of finding our own solutions and have faith in them and encourage strong institutions here in the continent, so that people don't use us as guinea pigs when they want to do some things out there from the Western world?
First of all, Miriam, you raised a very good point of President Uhuru Kenyatta having paid $1 million by Kenya government to revive the African Court of Justice and Human Rights. That money has been eaten. It has been eaten on judges running around on flights. It's finished. I have one judge there in this African court, a great friend of mine, very, very great friend. He used to be my friend and is still my friend. He's on the panel to set up this court. He said the money was not given to them. Instead, they paid the tickets for them and they gave them peanuts. No centralized account. No centralized account of that money in the AU. So His Excellency is the head of state, can ask the African Union what happened to the court. Can they give us a progress report? Whether they have gone, how far they have gone. How many countries in Africa have ratified the court? How many have paid the money? How many countries in Africa are ready to quit ICC? The only country that quit ICC was Burundi. And the Burundi remains the only country in Africa that can walk shoulder high. That's it.
Yes, and maybe, Miriam, just to add on that, when you look at all situations and cases under the investigation of or prosecution by the ICC are in Africa, and since its establishment in 2002, the OTP, the Office of the Prosecutor, and the International Criminal Court itself has investigated 8 situations involved alleged violations of international criminal law, and each of these investigations related to this situation in Africa. So when you look at the countries like Democratic Republic of Congo, we have Uganda, we have Central African Republic, we have Darfur, that is in Sudan, we have Kenya, Libya, Ivory Coast, and Mali. So while, but when you look at the other side, while the OTP has also received information on alleged abuses in other parts of the world, that is such as Iraq, Venezuela, we have Palestine, we have Colombia, and also Afghanistan, it has decided not to open the investigation into those situations or keep them under preliminary examination in order to make a determination on whether to proceed with an investigation. So that one in the African eye, and a lot of people, of course, have come out to question such kind of an approach, because it seems that the OTP has chosen to focus on Africa, and this is very, very much inappropriate. And they, of course, there have been a decry from the previous African Union chairpersons regarding this matter, because they are asking the question, why not Argentina, why not Myanmar, where we have persecution against these Rohingya Muslims. We have the United States of America, where the US Army has been accused of committing atrocities against the people in the Middle East. So these are case studies that really show that really the ICC is a partisan court.
And even when you look at what is happening right now in Yemen, Yemeni there, have you seen the way that country has been ravaged? Who are responsible? The UAE, Saudi Arabia, the US, and nobody, because these are the cases we want to see at the ICC, but we have not seen that level of, there has been a high level of human rights abuse in these countries. And when you see what is happening there, these are cases that warrant, the attention of the ICC, but we've seen they have been very slow in taking care of such cases. But also the question that I asked Doctor there earlier, because I remember even in Kenya, President Mwai Kibaki at that time and opposition leader Raila Odinga had said, you know what, perhaps we should form a local tribunal the Rwanda way and, chart our way forward as a country. But in Parliament, do you remember when they were chanting our MPs and they said, no, only Hague, we are going to the Hague. And so I don't know.
They said,
so do we take ourselves, and now we find ourselves in problems, and now we can. So perhaps we should relook even in our own mechanisms, problem-solving mechanisms here in the country and also as a continent. Are we able to build strong institutions that we don't have to have a big brother with a stick all the time to tell us what to do? Can we do that? Can Africa do that?
No. We are still very far.
Yes. So we still need these people, Doctor.
We can do it. We can do it, but we are still very far.
We lack
if you look at the amount of money that President Uhuru Kenyatta gave in the AU, then it was eaten. We can do it. If every president in Africa produced $1 million, don't tell me each African country can produce $1 million. That's 54 million shillings. $1 million. 54. And the $54 million can run the courts. Can run the courts. Can run a sizable court of judges and we get our people taken to that court in Arusha. But now, if you are done the way I have been hammered here, the way I was done in Kenyan court, what do you think is going to happen in Arusha court? That's why you will not disentangle from ICC. It is still there. That's why some of them don't want to leave. There are some countries in Africa that said they will not leave ICC. Nigeria, for example, says it will not leave. Why is it saying so? To make sure that they have just, please God. Because Nigeria has committed a lot of crimes. Cameroon, for example, has committed a lot of crimes against Ambazonians. They know an African court will summon them quickly. The ICC takes time to come to you. So, Miriam, in an essence, final essence,
yes,
4 things come out. What will Bensouda leave in her exit report? Very key point. 2, what among the Kenyan cases, which one will be left hanging? 3, when will Africa and Kenya use Article 127 to leave the ICC? 4, is ICC worth Africa anymore? I close my case.
Thank you so much. Daniel?
Yes, Miriam, and of course, I have to laud Doctor for whatever discussion he has put up there, and of course, he has been involved so much in the Kenyan case that is against the Deputy President and the President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And one thing that comes on the table is that perhaps ICC is not living up to its dream of bringing justice by maybe prosecuting those people who have been implicated with the violation of basic human rights and committed atrocities against their own people. So we have seen that it has been an arena where justice has been discouraged, and also where politics have engrossed its leadership, and that has overseen it focusing on much weaker democracies in Africa, and leaving the wheel of justice unturned in other developed countries like the US and Europe and the Middle East. So my parting shot is that we do need reforms if indeed we have to continue being part and parcel of the International Criminal Court. Then we need reforms at the court. We need the court to be to not to be partisan. We need it to prosecute cases regardless of the geographical origin. And of course, the African continent is the most aggrieved continent because we have been having leaders who are brought before the court who are not the perpetrators of these heinous acts. And that is something that has to be addressed. If not that, then we as the African continent, we need to exit the ICC and come up with a court that will administer justice without any kind of bias, which will ensure that the African people who have been discriminated against, where these atrocities have been committed, receive justice without being taken into meanders and necessary witch hunt and politics like we saw here in Kenya and many other parts of Africa.
All right, thank you so much there. Wesonga. And as we said there earlier, the search is underway for the next prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, that is the ICC, to take over from Fatou Bensouda, whose term is nearing its end. The plan is that the Assembly of State Parties to the Rome Statute will elect the next prosecutor during its 90th session in the late 2020, that is towards the end of this year. And also, thank you so much for joining us today. But we shall be coming back later on at 2 p.m. with another show, and that is the Diaspora Dispatches. And today we shall, put a special focus on the Kenya, United Nations Security Council non-permanent member, candidature there. That is meant to be, the vote is meant to be happening in 2 days' time on the 17th. So that is a conversation you do not want to miss. So I hope that we can meet here then. Yes.
Madam, before you close.
Yes.
You asked something very, again, you sneaked
Go ahead.
in something.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
You said, with the search going on
Yes.
for a new prosecutor,
Mm-hmm.
they have already got one.
Oh, shocked me.
Yeah, that is Stuart.
Who?
Stuart,
Okay. From which country?
Britain.
Okay.
My friend, Stuart, we live 3 miles apart from each other. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Doctor, for that information. Thank you very much. Yes.
You know the deputy speaker, deputy prosecutor has qualified automatically to continue with Fatou. She was the one, Fatou Bensouda got very low marks like a Itumbi.
I did not see that coming.
But
that caught me off guard. I did not see that.
Fatou Bensouda could not manage to prosecute the cases. The British guy, the number 2, Miriam, was the one doing all the donkey work. I don't know, there is a picture there. Stephen can, if he's there, he can bring back the picture of Stuart. Stuart Bensouda. Show people.
So Bensouda was incompetent or what?
Yes, very, very. You asked a question. You want to eat it. Eat the answer. That when she realized the case had no evidence. When did she realize that this case had no evidence?
Doctor, from the start, from the first hearing, he asked for the case to be postponed because they did not have enough to start. So that was the point that the case should have been dismissed. Because how?
Exactly. That's why he said this point of yours must be recorded.
Thank you.
It's a vital point.
Thank you.
That's why I brought what Wahome Tuku has just said, that Itumbi has no brain to be even a cook anywhere near any of the institutions. Because he got D, E, 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 F, F, F. So, bring it in the afternoon at Anna Censored. Don't forget that story of Itumbi, E, D, E, A, is here on the social media now. My friend Gordon Opio has just sent it to me. That don't forget to mention to the public this. He says, before we leave Son of Soil, this is very interesting. Okay? Hey, let's leave it. is very interesting. Let it not spoil what we have done this morning.
Yes, and as we get ready for another interesting show at 2.
You have been so kind. I have suffered on this journey. I wish Kenyans listen to me and removed the work envelope. It is now coming back. It will come back. It is the same thing that they finally, whether to drop or to leave, of which of these cases in Kenya will be dropped, will be left hanging for the new prosecutor to continue with. Umesikia hapo? Aendelee au asiendelee? So that's the question. Between now and the end of September, the chicken comes home
to roost.
To roost.
All right, and we shall be here to bring you all the information and the news. Thank you so much. We meet here at 2 p.m.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.